Good morning, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Addison Green here with the latest tropical update, and we have the latest information from the National Hurricane Center showing that we have some slightly stronger activity going on with at least regards to Marco. Laura still has yet to strengthen and develop, but of course things will change as time goes on. But let's see what the latest information is for Marco. Has wind sustained now 65 miles per hour. It was at 50 a few hours ago. It's making its way between the open waters of the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba at roughly 12 miles per hour. And as it travels to the north and west, these are what the various computer models are talking about. We have several clusters that we're keeping our eyes on for where those models may go, but the majority of them are going in towards southeastern Texas into southwestern Louisiana as potentially a strong tropical storm or a Category 1 hurricane. Several things we'll keep our eyes on is the wind shear that we'll be running into as we make our way into the early portion of next week. But there we go. We could be looking at a Category 1 Hurricane Marco before the day is done. As we go throughout the weekend and into early next week, we still have a hurricane now slightly weakened in from 85 to 80 and eventually a tropical storm at 70 miles per hour. But it will start to make that northwesterly turn, putting Houston in the dirty side of the storm system where we get the brunt of the wind, the rain, the storm surge, and possible tornadic activity. But any landfalling tropical system does have the capabilities of producing some tornadic activity, some funnel clouds or some actual tornadoes, but these are usually on the low end of things, EF0s, EF1s, but nonetheless they can still do damage, of course, to your neighborhood. And you can definitely see right here, the front right quadrant is where Houston could be. And that's where we get those maximum tropical impacts coming our way that I just mentioned to you. To the left and also to the back side of it, it's slightly less of a threat, but we are going to be in that right front quadrant, unfortunately, potentially coming on in for Tuesday's time. Now into Laura, Tropical Storm Laura, winds 40 miles per hour, moving to the west at 18. It's impacting Puerto Rico, bringing it some wind, some rain right now, and continue to do so throughout the day. Those computer models, the majority of them are clustered right here from New Orleans to Panama City, but keep our eyes on that cluster down there towards central Texas because as more models are joining that cluster, we're seeing the National Hurricane Center's official forecast cone keeping southeastern Texas included, which does include us right here. So we could get potentially a 1-2 punch of first Marco, then Laura as we go through the work week ahead. You can see right there as we overlap both cones, Laura going over the same general vicinity as Marco, potentially as a strong tropical storm or a hurricane if it survives that journey across the rugged terrain of the Greater Antilles. Cuba, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico all have mountainous terrain that the system would have to traverse. So if it does so, gets into the Gulf, it can get a chance to reorganize itself. And then as we start to see both systems coming towards northwestern sections of the Gulf coastline, could get one Marco going out this way, Laura going out this way. What's right in the middle? Us, southeastern Texas right there. As both forecast cones, the forecast cones of uncertainty, keep us in those areas of concern. And conditions will continue to go up and up in terms of more activity as we go through the heart of the season, which has yet to show up. We're just starting to see that now increase right there for mid-August. The peak, and it shoots up to that peak quickly, comes on in a few weeks from now, mid-September, before we start to see that activity go down as we make our way in through October and November. So it's going to be a very active season. This already has been one, kind of setting records left and right, and we could be seeing definitely more activity come our way. Meteorologist Blake Matthews will have more information coming on up later on today, and the entire KHU weather team will keep you up to date throughout this storm session that we have to deal with Marco and Laura. Make sure you do have that KHU weather app handy to get those push notifications when they come in.